very special gentlemen at the Family Business Australia Conference in Sydney. We have one of the keynote speakers for the afternoon, David Albert, who is the CEO of Albert's.
That's right.
And we're also here with Garry Beard, who is the chairman of Family Business Australia's New South Wales chapter.
Correct.
And also the chairman of his family's business.
AHBA.
Yeah, fantastic. Now over to you first of all, David. What a great story. I had no idea about the history. Started as a jewellery and clock repair company and has ended up basically framing pop culture in Australia in many, many ways. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's fascinating, and fascinating from the perspective of how it's sort of gone through so much change over time, and yet still is around today as a very sort of happy family in its fifth generation, going into its sixth generation, and still involved in music and still involved in supporting Australian music.
So tell us just quickly, you showed a beautiful video or movie of some of the things that you guys have been involved with. Just tell us quickly some of those highlights. We saw some harmonicas, we saw some film clips.
There's a scene, the scene which I showed out of the movie Australia, which is, as you would know, made by Baz Luhrmann, and Jack Thompson plays a harmonica, and he plays a piece of music out of the US, but it's a boomerang mouth organ which was part of a very sort of really important part of the early parts of the company. But I mean, the AC/DC stuff I absolutely love. There was some Angels in there. There was some of the more recent stuff with San Francisco, one of the young bands that we're involved in, and then obviously Gautier, who had a worldwide smash with that song.
I was singing up the back when that was playing. It's a good song.
Oh, very good. I think I might have heard you.
Oh, no, you did not. I was quiet. And so what I wanted to ask you is, obviously over the years there's been some turning points in your business, and you've decided or determined to retain ownership 100% amongst the family. Why has that been so important to you? Why have you kept that sort of tradition and ownership inside the family rather than looking for outside investors?
I think it's hard to sort of speak for those sort of generations which I didn't know, but I think part of it was the family's been always very private, and therefore I think you lose a lot of that sort of privacy and independence when you have other people coming in. Now, not to say it doesn't, there isn't a time and a place for outside equity or sort of outside investment, but for us we've just, and as I said in that presentation, there have been moments in time, for example, when we sold out of radio because we just didn't want to actually bring in external funding or external investment, because we just wanted to sort of, stick to our knitting and do what we do as a family. We've had a lot of sort of involvement from outside people, but just not necessarily from an investment perspective.
It's wonderful. Well, thanks for sharing your story this afternoon. Now, how lucky were you to get this guy to come and do the keynote this afternoon?
Oh, I had inside rails because I was in a forum group with David for 5-6 years. So his transition from fourth to fifth generation, I was going transition from third to fourth generation. So we both had a hell of a lot in common at the time.
Could you sort of relate to some of the things that David was saying in his story this afternoon when you were listening from your family's perspective?
Absolutely. We were very much aligned with the conversation under the forum banner. So we learned a hell of a lot about each other.
So tell me a little bit about the forums and how they work.
Well, the forums, I suppose some people refer to it as the confessional, whereby we do have exactly the same, in different volumes of what is going on in the family business, but they are just so similar. And to be able to speak to somebody outside of your wife, I suppose, is number one, let alone mum and dad, you are able to talk freely, let it flow, and then have, not criticism, I think it's more feedback on whether it's a right decision, wrong decision, but also being able to be very open, because I think as somebody said today, once you've said it, you can't go back.
Can't unsay something.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it does give a great privilege to family business.
Look, it's certainly obvious from today that whilst family businesses they face the same challenges and opportunities that other types of businesses face, there's certainly some unique challenges as well, and it's wonderful that Family Business Australia are addressing those. So well done.
Thank you, and we finally have a voice I joined in '99, so we finally have a voice with the Ombudsman for small business in Canberra, and we will keep on pushing that barrow to try and get the voice of the family businesses at government, because we have not had that opportunity in the past, and keep on providing the sustainability that's needed for family businesses.
Well, keep up the great work.
Thank you.